for money, not when Golden State. How much Golden State offer him?
What? 5 years, $221 million.
Yeah, so we knew everyone else was going to offer the max. So you can't lose the job on arrival based on money. And I just felt from the beginning, knowing that Kevin Durant, his personal doctor, is also the team doctor for the Nets. So this is the second surgery. Durant had a Jones fracture early in his career. He did the surgery when a couple other doctors did surgery where they weren't successful. And then now with the Achilles, he reattached the Achilles. So for me, as we saw with Kawhi, these guys, LeBron's got his own guy. These big guys, they want their doctor to be a part of the decision-making as far as their careers go, because all of them have guaranteed money.
Yep.
So with him being part of the staff with the Nets, I don't know how the Knicks even come up with the conversation, because an Achilles injury is not the injury it was 20 years ago. With modern technology, with the rehab that they have, we have seen not the greatest of athletes in Boogie Cousins and others come back within 7 to 12 months.
And see, where do the Knicks get off, with respect, thinking they are the smartest team in the league? And by that, I mean the Warriors offered him a full max. The Nets offered him a full max. The Clippers were ready to offer him a full max. The Knicks are the team that just knows better. They're the team that is, no. We actually are wiser than these other teams. I get it. You got burnt by Antonio McDyess.
No, I don't believe it was the team. I don't believe it was Steve Mills. And no, I don't believe it was their general manager.
It's the owner.
You think it was Dolan?
That's all it could be.
Of course. That's what I was leading to. Because before those people were in place, Jim Dolan got burnt by McDyess, and then got burnt by Amari Stoudemire, and then felt like you got burnt by Joakim Noah when you paid big money to players with injured histories, and maybe it's one of the reasons they were afraid of committing.
Those guys aren't Kevin Durant.
No, of course they're not Kevin Durant. And I sat here on this show the day after they traded Kristaps Porzingis and yelled, for anyone that would listen, defending that move, because the plan was Kevin Durant. And I understand that Durant popping his Achilles threw a big wrench in that plan. And maybe Durant was going to change that plan on his own by picking someone different. You always knew that was possible. But for you to, if Jim Dolan made Steve Mills or Scott Perry, if this is true, and he told them, you cannot offer Kevin Durant the max, then you might as well offer him the minimum. There's no chance he's coming there for not the max. It's insulting to him when other people are offering him the max. But why do they think they know better? Why do they think they know better than the Warriors, who wasn't just 5 years, $221? It was going to be another $600 million in luxury tax it was going to cost them. Jim Dolan, though, continues to be Jim Dolan. And so that's why.
Wait, do you guys think that had the Knicks offered Kevin Durant the max, he'd be a Knick this morning?
Yes. That was all the intel. Everything was leading to him with the Knicks. All this conversation, we didn't make this stuff up. Like, we knew he was coming to the East Coast, and everything pointed toward the Knicks. But the thing you have to realize, too, also in the report, it talks about the Knicks talking about the max being contingent upon seeing the x-rays and seeing the procedure with Kevin Durant. Free agency was just open. They weren't allowed to be able to see the medicals until 6 o'clock. So Durant and them were like, we want the max regardless of what it says, which if you have the history that the Knicks have, where you have been, you've missed on players and you can't see the medicals, because I don't know why Durant and them wouldn't just up with the medicals from the beginning. If everything worked out, everything checked out, I don't know why you wouldn't be just giving. I don't know why you wouldn't be giving that to the Knicks. So this was a little confusing. At the 23rd hour, the Knicks were confused too.
Cris reported the Knicks thought they were in it until, I mean, you called me at 5 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
5 p.m. yesterday that you had been informed, the Knicks were informed, they were out of it. And so they thought they were potentially in it. I don't know if KD, even if they had offered him the max, would he have said, you know what, DeAndre, Kyrie, I can't convince those guys to come to Manhattan, so I'll just go with them in Brooklyn. Maybe that sway would have been too much, and maybe the team doctor, maybe this all changed when he tore his Achilles, because the team doctor's in Brooklyn, because his own personal doctor, all those things. But I know this. The Knicks have the benefit of the arena, the city, and a media that so badly wants them to be good, that is so many prominent members of the media, none happen to be on this show, but prominent members of the media that grew up diehard Knicks fans, that friends of ours, damn near in tears when they don't get Zion, when things like this happen. They have so many things pulling in their direction. And then they have Jim Dolan constantly pulling the rug out from underneath them, just constantly undercutting what they can be. And it's a damn shame, because the franchise put itself in position to be a huge winner last night, and now I feel like everyone thinks they're a huge loser last night.
I think in this new day with these younger athletes, I think it's blown out of proportion. And I'm just going to make sure that I try to say this the right way. Younger players don't care about playing in Madison Square Garden. That's a dying breed. Kobe cared, Jordan cared, LeBron is a historian in the game. He cares a little bit more, but these guys don't care about playing in the Garden. The lure of playing in Madison Square Garden is not what it used to be. It's not the pull that it had on other athletes. So playing in Brooklyn, I've been to Penny games at the Garden and at the Barclays. Oh, they got a nice product at the Barclays. They got a good team on the court. So for me, I just think we need to stop thinking athletes are going to be drawn to one of these sports stories that, oh, man, I want to play at the Garden. Right now, playing at the Garden, what does it mean? It means nothing.
And we've got to recognize that there is an enormous difference between the New Jersey Nets and the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
As far as the ability for players to have all the accoutrement, all the benefit of what a lot of people consider the greatest city in the world, and not have to go, like, you can live here and play for Brooklyn.
So people that don't live in New York City, people that are outside the city, don't realize how close Brooklyn actually is to Madison Square. It's a subway ride.
It's a subway. It takes you 15 minutes to
Yep.
get a subway to get from MSG to Barclays. And so when it was the New Jersey Nets, it was different. But the one last point, you're not going to offer Kevin Durant $37 million. The owner won't let you. But you offer Julius Randle and Bobby Portis a combined $37 million? That either they're not telling the truth, or the person who made that call has lost their damn mind. I think it's more likely the latter than the former.
Heartache continues for Knicks fans this morning. Coming up, is Kawhi Leonard a lock to join LeBron?